In this lecture of S2 Business Mathematics for CA and Corporation, we are focusing on Module 1 number sense. Now let's discuss about what is a prime number. Prime number. So prime number is a number which has got only two factors, this number as well as in 1. So for example, 7 is a prime number which has a factor 7 as well as the number 1. Okay, so how do we know that they have only two factors? When you divide 7 by 7, you'll get 1, as well as when you divide 7 by 1, you'll get 7. So these are the two factors, and a remainder will be 0. Okay, so how do we find the prime numbers from set of prime numbers? For example, if the equation is 6k plus or minus 1. Okay, so k is equal to 4. K is equal to 4. So that is 6 into 4 plus or minus 1. That is 24 plus 1 means it is 25. 24 minus 1 is 23. Whereas 25 is not a prime number and 23 is a prime number. This is how we identify the general equation to find the prime numbers. Okay, so in order to find the general prime numbers, what you have to do is 6k plus or minus 1. So let's see another example. When k is equal to 3, 6 into 3 plus or minus 1. 6 into 3 is 18, 18 plus 1 is 19, and 18 minus 1 is 17. These two are prime numbers. These two are prime numbers. Now let's consider when k is equal to 5. When k is equal to 5, 6 into 5 plus or minus 1. So that is 31 and 29. These two are prime. Okay, so prime number means it has a factor 1 and that number is called a prime number. Okay, now let's see what is a composite number. What is a composite number? So composite number means composite number. So the factors other than unity and itself are called composite numbers. For example, a number 12. So the factors includes 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12. So the factors other than unity and itself are called composite numbers. So 1 is neither prime or composite. 1 is neither prime or composite Now the next set is even or odd number. Even or odd number. So a even number can be identified when you divide by 2. So the remainder will be 0. Whereas when you divide a number by we'll get odd numbers, remainder will be 1. So a number divided by 2, if you are getting 0, then that number is an even number. Okay, that number is an even number. Whereas when you divisible by 2, if it is not divisible by 2, then it is a odd number. So when number divisible by 2 is an even number and number not divisible by 2 is an odd number. So these are the different types of numbers. Now let's see what are fractions. Let's see what are fractions. So fractions means fraction. let's say fractions. So let's say 10 by 2. This is a fraction. This is a numerator and this is denominator. So if you are able to express the number as in the form of numerator and denominator, such numbers are called fractions. So when a unit is divided into equal parts, those parts are the fraction of a unit. So when a unit is divided into any number of equal parts, if I say 10 is a whole, if I want to divide this 10 by 2 equal parts, this is a fraction. The answer we are getting it is a fraction of that particular unit. So when a unit is divided into any number of equal parts, those parts are called fraction. So when 2 is divided into 3 means, when 2 is divided into 3 parts means it is represented by 2 by 3. So 2 divided into 3 equal parts means 2 by 3. If I say 5 divided into 3 equal parts means it is 5 by 3. Okay, so this is what all about fraction. So fraction means when a unit is divided into any number of equal parts. Those parts are called a fraction of the unit. So 10 by 2 is a number where 10 is the numerator and 2 is the denominator. If I say 2 divided into 3 equal parts means 2 by 3. If I say 5 divided into 3 equal parts means it is 5 by 3. Okay, so this is about fraction. Now let's see what is common fraction. What is common fraction? Common fraction. Common fraction. Common fraction. So let's consider 10 by 2 again. So I have already mentioned 10 is a numerator and 2 is a denominator. How many parts? Numerator means how many parts and 2 means number of parts per unit. Okay. So 4 by 9 is a fraction. 2 by 3 is a fraction and 1 by 4 is a common fraction. These are examples of a common fraction. So common fraction means if you can represent in the form of numerator and denominator, that is called a common fraction. And a common fraction is fractions are of 3 types. Fractions are of 3 types. So one is proper fraction, improper fraction and mixed fraction. Okay, proper fraction, improper fraction and mixed fraction. So let's see what is a proper fraction. Proper fraction. Proper fraction. Let's see what is a proper fraction. So if I say 5 by 11, when you look at the numerator and denominator, so numerator is number 5 and denominator is 11. So whenever a numerator is less than the denominator, that is a proper fraction. So numerator is less than the denominator, that is a proper fraction. For example, 2 by 8. Numerator is less than the denominator, so it's a proper fraction. And let's see what is an improper fraction. Improper fraction. Improper fraction. Improper fraction means the numerator is greater than the denominator. Numerator greater than the denominator, that is an improper fraction. So whenever a numerator is less than the denominator, that is a proper fraction, and numerator greater than the denominator, it's a improper fraction. And for example, 7 by 3 or 7 by 7. So numerator, or it can say that numerator greater than denominator or equal to denominator. Greater than or equal to. Greater than or equal to. We can say improper fraction when a numerator is greater than or equal to denominator. greater than or equal to denominator is called an improper fraction. Now let's see what is a mixed fraction. What is a mixed fraction? Mixed fraction. Mixed fraction means if I say 3 and 1 by 3. So mixed fraction means an integer and a fraction is called mixed fraction. Mixed fraction means a fraction which consists of an integer and a fraction is called a mixed fraction. So how do we convert this mixed fraction to a proper fraction? So what we have to do is you have to multiply 3 into 3. So we'll get 9. So 9 plus 1 is 10. So 10 by 3. Okay. So 10 by 3 is the conversion, mixed fraction to a fraction conversion. If I say 3 and 1 by 5, 3 and 1 by 5, the fraction is 3 into 5. First you have to multiply 3 into 5, we will get 15. 15 plus 1, that is 16, 16 by 5. Another example, 7 and 1 by 4. 7 times 4 is 28, 28 plus 1, 29, 29 by 4. The fraction of 7 and 1 by 4 is 29 by 4. 3 and 1 by 4 can be converted as a fraction, 16 by 5. 3 and 3 by 3 is 10 by 3. And what about 4 and a half? 4 and a half is 9 by 2. Is 9 by 2. This is all about number, that is prime numbers. We learned about prime numbers. So prime numbers means it will have only two factors, number and the 1 as the factor. And composite numbers means factors which other than unity and itself are called composite number. Then even and odd numbers, a number divisible by 2 is called an even number, and number which is not divisible by 2 are called odd numbers. Then we learned about fraction. So when a unit is divided into any number of equal parts, those parts are called fraction of a unit. And out of that we learned about common fraction. Common fraction means if you can represent a number in the form of numerator and denominator. So numerator means how many parts and denominator means number of parts the unit. Then we learned about 3 types of fractions, that is proper fraction, improper fraction and mixed fraction. So in proper fraction, whenever the numerator is less than the denominator, that is proper fraction. Improper fraction means numerator is greater than or equal to a denominator, it's called improper fraction. And mixed fraction means a fraction which consists of an integer and a fraction is called a mixed fraction. Okay, hope this is clear for you. Thank you.